I think that's her. It's still on common. Oh, God, what's going on here? I have. Can you grab one of these? I've got a double take. This is bonkers, mate. Winter carp fishing, eh? 3 carp in 1 net. Go on then, let's have you. Oh my God, that is an absolute fucking good. A winter 40. Get in there. Welcome to the famously deep Bundy's pit. Around about 8 acres and depths up to 62 feet is the perfect lake to do a bit of winter carp fishing. It's got a large stock of carp, around 40 carp over 30 pounds, and around 8 to 9 fish over the 40 pound barrier, with 2 potentially doing 50 pound. So the pit is notorious for big commons. The long common that resides in it came out 3 months ago at 48.8, so this time of year it could push that magical 50 pound barrier. So with big carp like that in here in great winter form, it's the perfect lake to show you my tactics of how to bait accurately and fish effectively in these depths. Right, so fishing in deep water can be quite daunting. And when I say deep, I mean depths of excess of 14 feet. So, that's well above average for most lakes over in the UK. To get your head around fishing in these depths accurately with baiting, I'm going to show you a few of my simple tricks that I've used over the years and I've put into play here at Bundy's pit. And we've got depths here up to 60 feet deep, and the general area this time of year we're fishing is probably 28 to 35 foot deep. To get that baited accurately, you can't just do your normal wrapping up, because when your lead's falling through the water, you're gonna have a big bow of line through your marker rod. So one thing you have to keep in mind when you're fishing excessive depths of 25 feet, 30 feet, is the bow in your line. From when you cast your lead out to when you hit the bottom, there's gonna be a big arc of line. Now, I've mastered over the years, for when you find your spot and you pop your marker float up, the way that I do this is I attach 2 old pop-ups in a mesh bag to my rig and do 1 or 2 casts beyond the marker float, let it hit the bottom, clip it up and just wait for the pop-ups to come to the top. This will give me a good indication of where my rod needs to be when I'm hitting the clip, and I can guide it down to close to the spot I want to be fishing. So I find this is more of an effective and efficient way of getting your fishing rods quicker onto your spot. Now baiting up, I do this a little bit different also. Generally, when you're fishing these deep pits, you're not fishing excessive ranges of like 100, 120 yards, especially on this one here where your furthest cast is probably about 50 yards. So what I normally do is when my marker's popped up, I'll chuck a spom out to it. If it's close enough, empty. If you need a bit of weight, add a few baits to it just to give me the extra weight there to get to the spot. And I'll drag the spom rod back to the marker and then clip it up whilst it's on the top. I believe in these depths that my technique of chucking the spom past the marker and dragging it back is the most efficient way to get your freebies by your hook bait. So depending on your chosen venue, is depending on how I would bait it. So if it's got a lot of nuisance fish in it, like roach and rudd and that, I usually tend just to use boilies 15 and 18 mil. But if you can get away with using the crumb, which is my favourite method of fishing for any type of carp really, I like to wet the mix up so we can get squeeze it into balls. This ensures that a lot of it gets around in little piles at the bottom. Now if you've got bait falling 30, 35 foot through the water column, it's going to really fan out as it gets to the bottom. So I like to fish 3 rods on the spot where I can, and I really want my bait to be nice and close to my hook baits. So I believe having these tighter parcels of bait around your baited area will give you that illusion of fishing a lot tighter when you're fishing a shallower lake, which increases the chance for the carp being closer to your hook bait when they come in to feed. So I used to be a member of Bundy's pit about 8 years ago, and my chosen tactic then was the boiling crumb, squeezing it and making it nice and damp so it could get down to the spot. But over the years the roach population has increased and it's just not feasible anymore from experiences from last winter when I fished down here. So the straight boilie will suffice for the carp and will stop triggering the feeding response of the roach, which sometimes can work in your favour, a bit more disturbance around the area. But one of the main reasons why I don't like a lot of roach around the swim pecking at the hook baits and that, because the margins are at a bit of a slope. This is an old clay pit, so it's really difficult to get your lead to anchor bottom sometimes. So I believe if you can keep the roach away, they don't play so much tennis with your hook baits. So that could lead to your lead being moved and you have to redo your rods. So we lessen the variables of this having to happen by using boilies rather than small particle baits. Right, so that's it. I'll finish this coffee. The rods are out, the fishing. I've given them a lot of bait. So over at Bundy's pit, they can move onto you quite quickly from past experiences. So fingers crossed they move in and we manage to get a bite or two. Oh God, what's going on here? I ain't got a double take, have I? Surely not. I have, can you grab one of these? I've got a double take. Actually, I've got a double take. Right, that one's on the top. I've actually got it. Sorry. That's nuts. Well, we've just had a carp, and I've just had a double take. So luckily Kieran's here to help me as well. But this is bonkers. Oh. This is bonkers, mate. Winter carp fishing, eh? Three carp in one net in the winter. Go on then, let's have you. You can write it, could you? Look at that. That is bonkers. Three carp in one net. All the rods are gone. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Let's get these sorted out. Well, that didn't take long, did it? Lovely 30-pound common to start the trip off. And like Bundy's is famous for, is the dark golden commons. So once this fish was secured in the net, I got the rod straight back out, and crazily, both the rods on the spot went. So I've got a couple more nice scaly stockies to show you. So we'll get this one back and we'll show you those. Well, this is, I don't know if this is bus number 1 and bus number 2, but certainly bites come like it. Double take, unbelievable really. Just shows you, get your tactics right, fishing deep waters this time of year, the bites are there to be had. So we'll get this one photoed, which should be out, and then get it back and show you the other half of the double take. Look at that for a belting carp, probably older than me. The other half of a double take, and yes, it's just crazy. 3 fish now, and they all got completely different. Bundy's is famous for its big commons, but when you've got fish like these for backups, yeah, it keeps you on your toes. Really exciting fishing. But there is a common in here that could be well over 50 pounds this time of year now, with another couple of backup upper 40s. So let's go and pray to the carp gods, get the kettle on, get the rods back out. So Bundy's Pit is a mature tree-lined lake. This time of year, coming to the end of the autumn, early winter, there's going to be a lot of leaf matter on the ground. And the way I combat that is my version of the spinner rig. I still know that the areas that I'm fishing, the bottom's still quite firm, so I can get away with a 7-inch hook link. I'm confident with this rig that if a coot should pick it up, or if I get done, the hook link will still kick away from the lead, ready for another chance at a bite. The hooks I use are my trusty size 5 medium curve. It's strong, sharp and reliable, and I'm confident that every bite I get will turn into a landed fish. So hook link I use is a semi-stiff 25-pound Cametex. This just gives you enough rigidity to send your hook bait away from the lead. Fishing down at Bundy's Pit, we've got depths over 45, 50 foot deep. And previously I've caught them in like 42, 43 foot. I've learned the hard way that a normal pop-up over time loses its buoyancy. So what I use down here now is a cork ball. This ensures that throughout my session, I know I've got the confidence that my pop-up's still going to be sat there ready for a carp to take it. So this is it. This is my go-to rig for 95% of my fishing, and as proven, 3 bites, 3 fish so far, and they're all absolutely nailed. Right, it's the end of the day one, and I've buzzing with that. 3 fish, can't complain. Just shows you get your baiting strategy right and fish these deeper waters where the fish are still going to be active going into the colder months. And you get it right, you can have good results. So I'm going to get all sorted out for the evening now, get the hot water bottle on, get some food on, and get chilled out. So I'll probably catch you in a bit. Good morning. So slept like an absolute baby last night until about 4:30 when I had a bit of an occurrence on the left-hand rod. I'm not sure whether it was burrs, whether it was a carp, but that's going to get redone after this coffee and a bit more bait out and see whether we can nick an early morning bite. Right, so I'm going to show you a little tip now using some old pop-ups and some PVA funnel to show you how I accurately get my hook bait onto my baited area. So just using any old pop-ups, I like to put them in a PVA funnel mesh, and because we're fishing in deeper water I do like to double bag it. So we put it in, put it through again and use the plunger to get it through to the other side. Now this just gives me a little bit more time for the lead to hit the bottom before the PVA melts, so I get a more accurate reading of where the lead's landing. Now I must stress that I don't do this when I'm casting my rod out for the final cast to be fishing. This is just so I can get my rod clipped up and know that I'm fishing effectively close to the baited area. So after double bagging it, a couple of overhand knots, and then I just trim it off, and I'll probably do 5 or 6 because I mean you don't really want to be thrashing the water to foam, but you do want to make sure that you are within half a rod length of where you're baiting up. So what I do when I've got them tied up is I'll get an old rig and I'll side hook in between the 2 bullies and I'll make a cast towards the area. When I think I'm almost where I am, I'll trap the line, fill it down to the bottom, and it's important to keep hold of that line, because soon when the pop-ups come up, if you hit the Bundy first time, you can then put that line straight into the clip, and then you're ready to start fishing. Now, if you were to hit the bottom, let go of your line, you can spray it up, you know, half a rod length to a rod length. You don't know where you are, so the whole process is pointless. So keep hold of that line until your pop-ups have come to the top. Like in here, it probably takes 20-25 seconds for them to come up because we're fishing in extreme depths. So I mean, this will usually take about 8 to 10 seconds to melt. So within 15-20 seconds, you know where your lead's landing, and then you can get fishing effectively. Generally, it's quite good to get it done in 2 to 3 casts, but obviously with more practice and the understanding of your water that you're going to be fishing, you should be able to do it in that no problem. So once the pop-ups are popped up next to the float and I'm happy with where the lead's landed, I'll put it into the clip, I'll bring the lead back in, and then we'll wrap up and get it all noted down to work out exactly how far out we're fishing. So I'll have 3 rods clipped up, 3 new rigs on, 3 hook baits, and I'll get them all out to the spot. Because of the extra work that I put in previous to doing this, I know that all 3 rods are fishing effectively and close to that bait, waiting for Mr. Carp to come along and have a feed.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta go! You can watch the bite if you want.
Right, that's sort of bite time again. Just out of the blue, and it's absolutely ripped off. Just trying to keep it away from the other line at the minute. Feels a bit of a heavier fish. Haven't seen it yet though. That's looks like a nice fish, that is. That looks like a very nice carp. Oh, lovely. Just as what Bundy's is known for. Nice dark commons. Probably another 30 pound of that. Brilliant. Good one. Oh my god, that is an absolute good one. Oh, so that's the importance of getting the rod out after you've had a bite in the winter, making the most of that feeding spell. Wow, that looks like a chunky carp. Yeah, got the rod quickly straight back out into the spot. Same thing as yesterday, and I've had another bite real quick. So I'm going to get this one in the net before it decides to wake up, because I think that is a winter 40. Get in there. Oh my god. I think that's her. It's the long common. It's the long common, I think. Oh my god. I don't know what it is, I'm just excited. Oh, it's probably not, but oh my god. That's a big carp. That is a very big carp. Is it long common? Oh god. I don't know, I'm a bit all over the place. I do get very excited about this. That's a big carp. Come and have a look at this carp. Oh, I think that's a long common. I think that is a long common. Just have a look and just tell me that's a big carp. Look, is that the long common? Is that the long common?
Very big carp.
I think it is a long common. Oh, I don't want to do the here. Make them again. Stop swearing. Oh my god. Right, so compose myself. Right, so compose myself on this one. I'm not sure whether it is the fish that I've been going on about, but it certainly is a big fish, and it's long, and it's common. If it's the fish that I think it is, don't want to make myself look silly here, but this could be a near 50 pounder. Come on, winter carp fishing. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Get yourself out there, find yourself a nice deep lake with some good winter form and catch yourself some chunks like this. Get in there. I just want to kiss you. Mate, is that the long common? Is that the long common? I don't know. Shall we? Because it's got the pinch belly. It's got the pinch belly in the middle. Mate, that's a big fish. I know who will tell me. Right. Oh, I'm so shaky. Shaking like a dog. Oh, look at that, angry, upper 20. This one went just over 27. Another chaotic 15 minutes that was. I thought, got this one in, I was like buzzing with it. Then the other rod went, and the fish we've got in the net, I think it's the one that we've been after. It looks enormous. So we'll get this one back quickly, a couple of photos of it, and then we'll get this other one out to show you. But it's special carp if it's the one I think it is. "16 years ago, I first got my winter ticket on Bundy's. This fish I see on the front cover of Carp World back then, and it was always etched in my mind. My 6 or 7 years I had fishing on here, it really eluded me. I never see it on the bank. This is a moment in time that I'll always remember from my fishing. 45 pound, 13 ounce, bit down from the last weight, but who cares? What an absolute creature. This fish is older than me. Late 80s, I think we got put in here. Oh, it's an absolute beast. Let me get her up for you. Look at that. Is that not one of the most amazing commons ever? So good, so nice. It's the width on it. It's long, hence the name, the long common, but the width on its back, unbelievable. Almost looks like a grass carp, but we won't devalue anything by saying that. What a beautiful carp. If that's not proof in the pudding of getting yourself down to a deep lake in the winter that has form all the way through to Christmas, and then there it is. And I think that's us done now. Can I get some food? Come on. Come on. Thank you. Ah, yes! Get in there.